Hello, thank you all for listening to the Joyful Soul Podcast, the podcast designed to find joy in the midst of anything. I'm Kayla, and I'm here to help lift up and nourish your soul. Today I'm sitting with Rhonda Thompson. Rhonda and I met at Bible study, led by our sweet friend Celeste Lundblom, which Celeste shared her story in the very first episode. How's your summer going, Rhonda?
It's going good, very quickly.
Yeah, time is blasting away already. Will you please tell us about yourself?
Okay, I grew up on a farm with 5 brothers and 5 sisters. I'm now married and have 3 grown children. I'm unable to work right now due to rheumatoid arthritis.
Did you grow up in Williston?
No, I grew up in Montana.
Okay, Montana's beautiful.
Yes.
Was there a time in your life that you felt most challenged to find joy?
I would say there have been probably several different times when your children go through struggles or pain. That's the most difficult to me, but today I would like to focus on the pain from rheumatoid arthritis.
Can you tell us about that, please?
Well, I had several years, like I would say 15 years, I went to rheumatologists and trying to get diagnosed with the pain. And I also I had difficulties even in high school. But finally, when I was 40 years old, I went to the Mayo Clinic and they diagnosed me with RA.
How did you overcome that, Rhonda?
Well, I would say it's still an ongoing process. It's an everyday struggle.
You are a strong woman.
Thank you. I don't always feel strong, but it's nice to have someone else say that.
You are smiley. To see you keep going in life and getting out and interacting with women is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a Bible verse that you absolutely love, or one that taps on your heart constantly?
I do. It's be still and know that I am God. And part of the reason that verse is my favorite is because during my struggles with RA, I went to doctors, and when I was finally diagnosed with RA, they wanted me to take medication that was had possibilities of very severe side effects, and so I did not want to take it. And for 7 years, every time the doctor would bring it up, I would tell them no, and I would pray about what I should do, and I just didn't feel like I was getting any answers, and I was just very concerned about taking the medication. And then one day before I was going to an appointment, I was again struggling with this, knowing what they would say and wondering what to do, and I was sorting through mail, and a postcard fell out, and it said, "Be still and know that I am God." And I just really felt like it was a message from God, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what that meant. And so it almost made me more frustrated. I just prayed again and said, I don't get it. I don't know what that says to me. And so the doctor's appointment was in Sydney, and I drove over and continued to pray, and I saw the doctor, and she again talked to me about the medication and wanted me to take it. And again, I asked her several questions. And in my head and in my heart before I went, I thought that message, be still and know that I am God, meant that I shouldn't take any medication. That's what I had decided before I went, that's what he was trying to tell me. So I listened to the doctor again, and then when she was done, I just said, okay, I'll take it. And I shocked myself And I'm sure I shocked the doctor because that wasn't the answer I meant to give. And I felt sure that it was, that was coming from God. And the medication did give me relief for almost 3 years.
That is absolutely amazing. I remember you telling that story in Bible study, and it's really touching. Do you have something that you do daily to remind yourself to find joy?
Praying, and I try to make sure I'm in a Bible study, and I also, a couple of years ago in Bible study, we talked about giving thanks and how that helped you through things. And I forget constantly, but when I remember to be thankful about things, that's when I get the most comfort and relief.
Gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also would have to say I do find a lot of comfort from family and friends. I've just have been very blessed that way. And there was a time when I went through, well, there has been more than once, but 5 years ago when I went through one of my major struggles, I would just pray all the time for pain relief. And I said, every time I prayed for pain relief, I felt like God sent me a friend. And they just really helped me with physical things like bringing me food or cleaning or buying groceries or different things, but also just visiting and lifting me up that way. It just was such a blessing.
That is beautiful. The true joy that comes from God, what He can bring to us to help us through it all.
Yes, and you never know how your prayers will be answered, you know. Like I said, then I realized those prayers were being answered through friends.
Definitely. Is there someone who inspires you?
I've just been so blessed with so many people that have inspired me. Growing up, we don't appreciate our parents, but after I was on my own, my parents really inspired me. I realized their faith and their strength, and I have, like I said, 5 brothers and 5 sisters, and I have realized their strength and faith. And my children have inspired me in things they have gone through and dealt with. And then I have a friend from childhood who's a very faithful woman, and a friend from high school, and my friends in Williston. I just have I'm surrounded by a lot of women of faith that have inspired me in their struggles and their willingness to help me, and their work ethic, and just what they will do for others.
Yes, it's amazing getting out and being around the community and being with friends, how much it really helps.
Yes, definitely.
Is there a healthy habit that you do daily, whether it's doing a little exercise or doing something to nourish your body on top of your soul?
I'm not capable of any exercise. I used to when I could. I went for a walk every day, but I haven't been able to do that for a long time. But just getting out of bed and taking a shower is a struggle sometimes, and something that is necessary. I mean, even on my worst days when I have to have help to get out of bed.
Definitely. When I do get out of bed in the morning, I like to look outside and look at the sky and just thank God for breath for today and for the strength to get out of bed. What a blessing it is for all of us to just have a new day.
When I haven't been able to get out of bed, I have a window in my bedroom, and when I look out and see the trees rustling in the breeze, that just lifts me up also. I like to watch the nature and just be thankful for that. And like I said, some days it's a struggle to take a shower, and then I have started, when I do that, being thankful that I can take a shower, that I am able to do that by myself. So yeah, there's something every day
that you find joy in and you're thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. God's nature is so pretty. Just the birds and the little things that he sends our ways,
Mm-hmm.
just a reminder that he is here.
Yes, it is amazing. This year is particularly pretty. Everything is so green, and
It is.
and it makes you think about it more.
Just a couple days ago, it rained almost
Yeah.
all day, guys. It was beautiful though,
Mm-hmm.
with the rain dripping on the windows, and it just made everything even greener. But it was
Yes.
beautiful.
I've always enjoyed rain. I guess maybe growing up on a farm, it was something to be celebrated. So
Yeah, that's amazing. Did you enjoy growing up on a farm?
I don't think I did at the time. I mean, somewhat, but at the time, I don't know if kids can fully appreciate things. But when I was an adult, then I appreciated my childhood.
It seems to be that way, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We want to go
Yes.
back to when we were little.
Yes.
And,
It's hard to know what you have.
Yep. It's very true. Are there any last words that you'd like to share?
Just, I guess that there have been different times in my life that I've prayed, and I have not realized at the time that God was answering prayers. It may have took years, or he may have had to shake me to know immediately, just like taking that medication. I had another instance where I did not realize it was an answer to prayer. It was a death in the family, and God just gave me complete comfort from it. And I've had other times in my life that I've realized after many years that my prayers were answered, and I didn't know what was best for me at the time, so I didn't realize I was getting an answer. So I guess prayer is important to me, and that has kept me going at times when I don't feel that my prayers are being answered. I know that they're not always answered in our time or in the way we expect them to be.
What a beautiful thing it is to be a child of God.
Yes.
To know that he's always a prayer away.
Right.
You know what? I was going to ask you, a while back you had said a marriage quote. Someone had told you it when you had gotten married, and I loved that. Would you mind sharing that with us? It was something to do with a garden.
Oh. We got married on May Day, and so the pastor kind of did his brief little talk with us about gardening, and he said that a garden doesn't grow unless you tend to it, and he said neither will your marriage.
I love that. That is so true. Rhonda, you are amazing and strong and beautiful. I appreciate you sharing your story. It was lovely being able to sit down with you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Kayla.
Guys, I'm so glad that you've been tuning in to listen to the Joyful Soul podcast. Come back each Friday to hear a new story told by real women who are finding true joy along their path.